Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is the Oxnard Weekly Sunshine Deep Dive, and yeah, we're here with your essential guide, hyperlocal, focusing on everything positive and specific happening right here in Oxnard.
We air every Monday morning. And, while we definitely focus on the good news, we're treating these local happenings less like a calendar and more like, well, data points.
Exactly. So for you listening, it's maybe less about just when the market is and a bit more about understanding what the pattern, the consistency of these events tells us about, say, the structure and the overall health of our community here in Oxnard.
We've pulled together the sources for the week that starts today, October 27th, 2025. And our mission really is to extract some concrete insights from all this community activity.
Yeah, and our focus today feels like it's shaping up around stability and cultural convergence. We're going to look back at the past 7 days, look for those signals of strong community engagement.
Right. And then we'll lay out your actionable plan for the week ahead. We'll focus on how these upcoming events seem to reinforce Oxnard's investment in its, diverse heritage.
But yeah, maybe grab a notebook or just get ready to listen closely because we are diving in.
Let's do it.
All right, kicking things off with the look back. The past week, it really felt like a fantastic showcase of local resilience and, the start of that holiday sprint.
Yeah, it did. And the most interesting takeaway for me looking at the data was the evidence of long-term community commitment, especially around the festive season stuff starting up.
Oh, yeah, that's immediately clear when you look at the downtown Halloween festivities, right? Downtown Oxnard officially started its countdown to Halloween back on Wednesday, October 23rd.
True, but the real marker of stability, the thing that really stood out, was Saturday's event.
You're talking about the 11th annual Halloween Hunt in the Park? That was put on by the Downtown Oxnard Improvement Association Saturday, October 25th. 11 years. That's a pretty significant run, isn't it? Especially for a volunteer-driven event.
It really speaks volumes, but we need to articulate what those volumes are saying, right?
Yeah.
For someone watching local governance, the fact that this event has run for 11 years, consistent, family-friendly fun, hosted in a public park,
Yeah.
well, it suggests a pretty stable municipal commitment to keeping those parks funded, and it points to strong organizational continuity within that Downtown Improvement Association. It's really an indicator of structural consistency, not just, holiday cheer.
That's exactly the kind of analysis we aim for here. Okay, so moving from that sort of consistent fun to deeper cultural heritage, the middle of the week gave us a really powerful moment, a moment of reflection and education, I thought.
You must be referring to the Dia de los Muertos community altar presentation. That was hosted at the Oxnard Performing Arts Center, OPAC, on Friday the 24th. And this wasn't just putting things on display. The sources really highlight the intentional effort to make it an educational experience, too.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The event had those beautiful community ofrendas, the altars with the marigolds, sugar skulls, candles.
The traditional elements.
But crucially, they brought in storytellers and guest speakers. So they weren't just observing the holiday, they were actively helping residents learn about the history, the meaning behind the tradition.
And that emphasis on sharing the cultural meaning, well, it's just essential for keeping traditions vibrant, keeping them inclusive. It ensures, the younger generations really grasp the purpose behind the remembrance.
That's a great point. And that educational investment, it seems to start pretty early here.
It does. And if we follow that thread, that idea of early education, it actually transitions us quite smoothly from, high culture to family literacy.
Right, because last week, we also had that sweet and simple highlight. The toddler story time over at the South Oxnard Library.
Yes, and the consistency of programs like that, free, accessible, it's another really strong indicator of community health, isn't it? That story time, it ran 11:00 to 11:30 a.m. on Thursday, October 23rd. The address was 4300 Saviors Road.
And it's a zero-cost resource.
Exactly. So when we see municipal services reliably providing these early literacy programs, it just confirms an active prioritization of, our youngest residents.
Absolutely. And then sort of anchoring the whole week, we had one of Oxnard's really great, reliable weekend pleasures, the Channel Islands Certified Farmers Market. That was Sunday, October 26th.
Ah, yes. A true staple. Runs 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right there next to Marine Emporium Landing. And we analyzed this not just for the fantastic produce, obviously,
right,
but because it functions as this primary weekly gathering space. It successfully turns, the simple act of getting groceries into this waterside social activity, complete with live music. It's really a crucial mechanism for community bonding week after week.
Okay, so that was last week. Now let's look forward. Our actionable plan for you for the next 7 days seems shaped by what the sources are revealing as a peak cultural convergence, particularly around the Dia de los Muertos celebrations.
Yeah, given the preparations we saw last week, like the altar building, the biggest event on our calendar has to be the Oxnard College Dia de los Muertos celebration. That's coming up this Thursday, October 30th.
Okay, logistics first. 5:30 to 8 p.m. It's right there in front of the Oxnard College Performing Arts Building. But let's dive into why this specific event matters structurally. The sources detail a massive collaboration.
Yes, and this is where we really see the city kind of unify its priorities, you could say. This event isn't just supported by the campus and local schools, which you might expect.
Yep.
It's also backed by the OC Foundation and the Port of Guaname. Now, when you have these really disparate organizations like a community college foundation and a major economic engine like the port investing resources into the same cultural celebration, it demonstrates a citywide commitment, really, to Latino culture and heritage as a shared civic identity. It elevates the whole thing far beyond just a simple campus gathering.
Wow, that level of cross-organizational buy-in, that is a powerful sign, a sign of positive community integration.
Okay, moving on to some midweek wellness. We have the first of two critical food sources this week, the downtown Oxnard Certified Farmers Market.
Right, this is your Thursday routine, October 30th, 9 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. down at Plaza Park. Now, host, I have a question for you, just based on the sources. We've got two major certified markets listed this week. Downtown is obviously convenient, right in the city center.
Sure, 5th and B Streets.
But for a listener who's focused purely on maximizing variety, would you argue the Channel Islands market offers maybe a clearer advantage, given it often lists, 30-plus farmers?
That's a really good question. And yeah, the downtown market, it's definitely the most accessible for that midweek trip. It offers an enormous variety, produce, prepared items like bread, nuts.
But I think the key insight here isn't necessarily maximizing the vendor count. It's about the transformation of the experience itself. The sources really emphasize that this market provides tables, chairs, dedicated live music performances.
Yeah.
So it shows a clear investment in turning a necessary utility, buying groceries, into more of a social hub. It's prioritizing engagement maybe over just commerce.
That's an excellent analysis of the value. It's really about urban design and social engagement, not just agriculture in that case, and free admission, which just solidifies its role as that accessible midweek anchor.
Right. And speaking of social engagement and energy,
Hmm.
let's look ahead to Halloween night itself. This Friday, October 31st, you can find some pretty vibrant nightlife featuring live grupo music. That's at Calaveras, Oxnard.
Yes, the source material promises Grupo en Vivo. They'll be performing from 9 p.m. to midnight. The address is 1740 Ventura BLVD. Now, since this is a specialized music genre, maybe we should clarify the sound a bit.
Good idea.
Grupo music, which translates simply to group music, often features a highly orchestrated sound. You often hear keyboards, horns. The focus tends to be on romantic ballads and regional Mexican styles. It promises a pretty distinct and energetic atmosphere, definitely different from, say, mariachi or salsa.
Okay, good clarification. So if you're looking for that authentic, high-energy fusion Latin rhythms, food, maybe some specialty cocktails to celebrate the holiday weekend, this sounds like where the action will be.
And that energy kind of carries us right into Sunday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We need to mention the other large food access point, the Channel Islands Certified Farmers Market again.
Yes. We return to our waterside staple this Sunday, November 2nd. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, we discussed the value of the downtown market as more of a social hub.
Right.
But let's look at the Channel Islands market's unique economic role, maybe.
I think the primary takeaway here is just the sheer scale and the setting. It's at 3600 S Harbor Bliad, right next to Marine Emporium Landing. This one feels designed as the ultimate coastal shopping experience.
Yeah, the sources highlight over 30 farmers participating.
Exactly. That concentration suggests that for people needing maybe bulk purchasing, or if you're seeking specific, maybe rarer seasonal produce, this remains the undisputed weekend leader in agricultural access.
Makes sense.
You'll find fresh-picked fruits, vegetables, flowers, plus that extensive assortment of baked goods, arts, crafts, all accompanied by that, unbeatable waterside atmosphere and, of course, live music.
So it sounds like we've got a midweek social market and then a weekend destination market. Oxnard really offers the best of both worlds there.
It seems so. Now, before we wrap up your action plan, we want to highlight one really specific detail. It's embedded within one of these regular events, but it functions as a mechanism for boosting community excitement a little bit.
This is our hidden gem for the week.
Ah.
Okay, so when you visit the downtown Oxnard Certified Farmers Market this Thursday, October 30th, down at Plaza Park, remember to participate in the free noontime raffle.
Yeah, and this is, it's more than just a giveaway. This small, specific detail represents an added layer of community engagement that's built right into the market structure.
Oh, so?
Well, by offering a free raffle every Thursday at noon, the organizers are actively encouraging foot traffic, right? And they're giving every guest a reason to maybe stick around, stay engaged, stay excited. It adds a bit of unexpected fun to what might just be a routine shopping trip.
And it's an easy, zero-cost way to potentially win something local.
Exactly. While supporting the local farmers, the free service.
A great way to add a little excitement to supporting local agriculture and community. Love that.
And that pretty much wraps up our analytical look at the sunny side of Oxnard for the week ahead. We've seen some really strong indicators of cultural commitment, municipal stability, and highly valuable community resources throughout the city.
Yeah, that's your weekly dose of Oxnard sunshine. Your plan is definitely set for a great week. It's filled with deep cultural events, great food access, plenty of opportunities for connection. I strongly encourage everyone listening to get out there, explore our amazing city, support our local community, especially our dedicated local farmers. Their hard work really provides the foundation for these fantastic markets we've been talking about.
And, if the source material today has maybe inspired you to make a deeper impact, just remember that the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, they're always looking for help through the city's senior services. It's another way to reinforce that positive fabric of Oxnard, connecting volunteers with essential needs.
That's a great reminder. So we've seen that Oxnard seems to be thriving right now on the consistency of its long-running community events and also that collaborative investment in its cultural future.
Definitely.
So the question for you this week is maybe this. By participating in these local traditions, even just going to the market or an event, how are you contributing to that community stability?
Find an opportunity that suits you. Whether it's volunteering or simply supporting a local vendor, you can make a difference this week.
I'm your host, Ollie. Have a wonderful week, Oxnard, and we'll be back next Monday with more good news and, more actionable insights.